If you're watching this video, chances are that you have decided to become an independent or indie author, but you're still wondering exactly how do you self-publish your book? It's never been easier to self-publish. Believe me, I know, having been in the industry since its infancy in the mid-1990s. But with ease of use also comes options. And with too many options come information overload and overwhelm, which can stall your book's launch into the world. And we don't want that. I don't want that for you. So, to help cut through all of the noise, I'm going to share a high level overview of the general self publishing process today. I'm putting together additional videos that will dig much deeper into the weeds with each of the steps that I'm going to share today. So you want to make sure that you are hitting that subscribe bell below so you don't miss out on those. So it would seem that all you have to do is go somewhere online and hit a publish button and your book would be published. And while in a sense that's technically true, there are actually 5 critical steps that you want to take before hitting that publish button. And so let's look at those. Okay. Number 1 is to complete a quality manuscript that competes with traditionally published books on the market. And yes, you are capable of doing that. Today's technology and partnering with quality editors and designers can help you accomplish that. So, like I just mentioned, you want to work with a professional editor and designer, and the designer you want to do the interior formatting as well as the book cover. And to create a competitive book also means that you incorporate all of the front and back matter components in the proper order. All right. And you also want to make sure that if your manuscript includes any photos or illustrations, that those are uploaded as high resolution, high res images so that they come out clean and crisp and clear in the finished books. All right. Number 2, you want to treat authorship as a business. And a lot of times my clients, the people in my groups, they think of this after the fact when you want to be thinking of it before you publish your book. So we're talking finances, taxes, and legal considerations here. I know, blah. Who wants to think of those things, right? We're excited about our book and making a difference in the world, impacting our readers. But you don't want to overlook all of these because, you know, they all are so important that they're foundational to the success of your book and your author career. So before you ever make a dime, and preferably before you invest in any outside services, you should, at a minimum, open a separate bank account, right? You want to keep all of your book-related expenses in a separate account from your personal account. So this is regardless of whether you choose to create a formal business entity like an LLC, for example. You always want to keep your expenses and your income separate from your personal. This is super helpful when it comes tax time. And yes, you will be taxed on all of the income you receive from book sales, as well as any income related to your book, such as public speaking income, right? So you need a place to deposit all of that, and you want it to be a separate account. It's also worth noting that as a self-published author, all legal ramifications fall on you. All right. So be sure that you obtain any necessary reprint permissions, be open and honest upfront about any AI usage in your book, and be careful how you speak about others, especially in memoirs, life stories, that kind of thing, because you want to avoid any defamation or libel lawsuits. All right, number 3, the third step is to conduct research to make important pre-publication decisions. So what kind of research are you needing to do? So you want to research your competition, okay? Look at other books that are already on the market in your genre, okay? What type of formats are they using? What's the size of the book? What kind of images or cover designs do they have? There's usually a theme per genre. What are their price points? You want to take note of all this. So the what you ideally want to do is strike a balance, um, so that your reader knows, you want it to fit in enough so that your reader knows this is the type of book that I like to read, while also setting yourself apart enough from the competition that the potential reader chooses your book over theirs. Okay, so there's that balance, and in order to help you reach it, you need to do that research. You also need to research whether you want to assign an ASIN or an ISBN to your book. If you want to distribute your book wide or exclusive, you want to determine how much of a wholesale discount you offer. And you also want to know what keywords and categories that you're going to list your book under. So these are all types of research that you should do before you actually publish and release your book. Okay, moving on to the fourth step is to publish your manuscript. Okay, so this involves selecting the right print on demand company, those POD companies as they're referred to. There are lots to choose from. So again, you'll want to look at what's important to you, compare and contrast. You also will then, once you select one, will want to create an author account, an author page with that company. Then you're going to upload your files, and you're going to want, and this is important, you're going to want to order a proof copy to review prior to releasing it to the world. Okay. And the proof copy allows you to actually get a physical book in your hands, or if you're just doing an ebook, you can get that digital file. And you want to make sure you take the time to read through it, to make sure there aren't any overlooked simple errors that can be fixed simply, right? The spelling, any extra spaces, anything that just looks weird. Maybe an image didn't come out right, so you can re-upload a corrected file for any of that, okay? And then it's recommended to order yet another proof copy after you've made changes. And then once everything looks great, you can give the green light to that POD company for them to release it and officially publish it to the world, okay? So then what's left? You've published, right? What's left? Well, number 5 is market your book. And I list this last, but technically you should be working on this throughout the entire process, throughout steps 1 through 4. It should be an evergreen action that you are taking in your author career. So this includes, building an author platform and actually how you're going to sell your book. So at a minimum, you need a website, an email service provider, also referred to as an ESP, a lead magnet, which is simply something of value that's free that you offer to potential readers in exchange for their email address, so that you can then email them with updates about your book if it hasn't been released yet, or updates about the launch. Invite them to be on your launch team. You can let them know about any sales that you're having after it's been published. You can let them know about speaking events that you have coming up so that they can come and see you, all kinds of things. Your email list is very, very important. And so you want to be able to get potential readers on that email list. And so the lead magnet is one method of doing that. And then also at a minimum, you need an actual marketing plan. Like, how are you going to market your book? So those are the things that you need at a minimum, but there's so much involved in marketing that I actually devote 3 entire sections to it in my free self-publishing checklist that I encourage you to download. The link is in the description below. This checklist breaks down everything that I have shared with you here today, plus some. And it offers much more detail, much more information. And so you'll definitely want to download it. Like I said, the link is in the description. And also, I'm guessing that you now have at least one burning follow-up question from everything that I've shared with you today, right? And so if you're watching this video in August, September, or early October of 2024, I invite you to reserve your spot for one of my free author roundtable events. Okay, so I'm really excited to offer these. It's an opportunity for aspiring authors just like you to gather in small group Zoom sessions to ask one specific question. Each of you asks one specific question, right? And I'm going to answer those for you live. Okay. Not only will you get a valuable response to your particular question, but you'll also walk away with lots of information and tactics based on the questions of others, right? So that's the benefit of being in a group session. And it's totally free. So, and seats are limited though. Okay. So you want to make sure that you reserve your seat today. And all of the details of dates and everything, the links are all in the description below. So be sure to take advantage of that as well. And feel free to invite fellow writing friends, share all of this information with them as well, including this video, right? So I have lots more coming your way. I've already recorded previous videos. Be sure to watch the one recommended below. And remember, don't just write a book, make an impact.